So many people tend to get discouraged when they try to eat a healthier diet, when they start incorporating more plant foods into their diet and they notice a lot of constipation or abdominal pain or bloating. So I'm going to talk about exactly why these are occurring, what the typical symptoms are, and what sort of remedies that you can put into place so you never have to experience these, or you can at least mitigate them when they do come about. So I've already mentioned some of the typical symptoms. These are things like bloating, constipation, diarrhea, abdominal pain, distension, and gas. So the reason why these occur are typically from the higher fiber that you are taking in on a given basis. So all plant foods are going to contain a lot of fiber, and things like processed and animal foods, foods that tend to be found in the majority of people's diets, these do not hold fiber, and in turn, it's creating a more relaxed, weakened bowel. So your bowel is literally incapable of contracting and pushing that waste down to a sufficient degree. So these symptoms may also be occurring because of dehydration. Processed and animal foods do not hold a lot of water. So if you're not taking in water consistently on a regular basis, you're probably dehydrated. The symptoms can be pretty subtle sometimes. So if you're drinking a lot of caffeine, a lot of soda, a lot of coffee throughout the day, this might increase your chances of being dehydrated. We're supposed to take in about 92 fluid ounces of water a day. So carrying a water bottle is probably the easiest thing for you. I already mentioned bowel motility. This is definitely weakened on a processed animal food diet. You need to start working those muscles harder, basically, by incorporating more fiber into your diet. Another big reasons that people might overlook that these symptoms may be occurring is because of the adaptation in your gut flora. So when you're eating, again, a lot of processed and animal foods, you're going to have a completely different microbiota than you would had you been eating a lot of fibrous foods, so more plant foods. So these bugs live on fiber, literally. Prebiotics are fiber. So the more plant foods you're taking in, the more you're cultivating a healthy gut microbiome. But this is going to take some time. Usually about 3 to 10 days is all it takes to completely remake your gut flora. So just be patient and be consistent and you'll get there in no time. Yes, you might be a little uncomfortable in the process, but it's totally worth it, and it only takes a week. I'm making this video because some recent clients of mine actually had problems with this. So I suggested the remedies I'm about to list below, and they have completely overcome the issues. By the end of the week, they were right back on track. So just note that yes, it's uncomfortable for the time being. Yes, it's going to be inconvenient when you're at work or when you're trying to relax at the end of the night and get some sleep. It might be a little uncomfortable, but it's well worth the gains and the results that you're going to achieve in your health and your weight loss long term. So if you found any of this information helpful so far, make sure you subscribe to this channel because I talk all things whole food plant-based and help people get back to a sustainable diet in a lean, healthy body. All right, let's get to it. The remedies. So first and foremost, the easiest thing you can include is more movement. Even walking or stretching, some light yoga, all these things are going to help your bowels start to function more properly. Another thing you can do is hydrate. Drink plenty of water. This is going to do not only good things for your bowel movement, but your skin, your cell function, everything and anything in your body functions on the amount of water that you take in. So make an extra effort to always have your water bottle close by, and you will inevitably drink more of it. More heart attacks occur in the early morning hours. They used to think because people were stressed out because they had to go to work, but actually it's because they're dehydrated and their cells become more viscous, and it's more difficult for their blood to move through those vessels. So you want to be taking in that water the second you get out of bed. I always keep a glass next to my bed at night to make sure that I'm always hydrated, especially because I'm still nursing, so I'm extra dehydrated in the morning. All right, the next thing you can do is eat less processed foods and more plants, obviously. So you're going to create better bowel function and motility if you incorporate more fiber into your diet. It's just cause and effect. So the Physicians Committee of Responsible Medicine has actually found research that eating a half cup of beans per day is perfectly fine and will not cause any of these GI symptoms. So any of these tummy problems. So many people think that beans are the #1 cause of their bowel issues when they start eating a healthier diet. But studies have shown that a max of half a cup of beans per day will actually not cause anybody GI symptoms, even those who have never eaten beans before. So don't use that as an excuse. Eat your beans. They're so good for you. And if you're interested in learning how to make beans from scratch, so like making your own dried beans, as opposed to buying canned beans, I'll link a video here because that will save you a ton of money and they taste so much better. The last thing I'm going to mention is not for my weight loss clients because it's to incorporate more cold pressed filtered flax oil as opposed to flax seeds, because apparently seeds are going to suck a ton of water into your bowel and make it more difficult for your bowels to move the waste products down if you don't tend to incorporate a lot of fiber into your diet and thus having more relaxed, weakened bowel function. So Dr. Brooke Goldner actually recommends this remedy because #1, it's filtered, so it's more of the fiber is removed from cold pressed flax oil, filtered flax oil, and it's cold pressed because you don't want to heat up your omega-3 fatty acids, which are always found in flax seeds and chia seeds. So again, that's an option if you're not interested in weight loss or if you're even trying to gain weight, then more power to you, and oil is definitely going to help you in that endeavor. All right, so what can you do next? Some things you can check out are my videos on improving your gut health. I'll link one of those here and the rest you can check out in the description box below. I will also link those resources that I mentioned earlier. There's a couple of videos from Dr. Brooke Goldner and Dr. Michael Clapper that I found very helpful in researching the information for this video and for my clients in general. Some practical applications you can start incorporating right away are more exercise, drinking more water, being less liberal with your bean and seed intake, and in general, just being patient. This is gonna take time. It's not something you can just flip a switch and you're going to transition overnight. It's a very, very big, very important change that you're making for yourself and for your life. And it's not always easy. I mean, there's no way around it. But the good news is you only have to go through this once for the most part. I really don't have issues on this diet. I only did in the beginning because I had a very, very damaged small intestine from my celiac symptoms. Over time, it's completely healed itself. You just have to allow your microbiome and those healthy gut bugs to regenerate and push out the bad gut bugs to a degree where you no longer have these symptoms, as well as making sure you're taking in plenty of fiber and water to build back those muscle contractions in your colon. So I sincerely hope this video is helpful because I understand wholeheartedly how painful and disruptive these symptoms can be in your daily life. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one.